It's very sunny out there today, isn't it? Am I joking? It's another one of my silly backgrounds. I was going to point to the other side, but yep, there's the sun. It's only a background, but actually, I am wearing my sunglasses because I was just outside and it's a very sunny day today. So hopefully the rest of the week will be like that. I hope you're having a good week and that you're having a nice time at home. Thanks for watching this week's video. So this week's video is going to be a quick little quiz like last week, and then I'm going to go into a maths lesson, and that'll be the layout. So, but before I start into my quiz, I'm just going to give you a little bit of news. I went for a run, and on my run, I met some new friends. They're not people though, and I thought you might like to see the video. So keep watching. I'll show you who I met on my walk. Today's maths topic is, drum roll, let me see, I'm going to change my background so you can just guess. Boom. Money, money, money. Okay, it's money. So we're going to be doing a bit about money, and I'm sure you're familiar with money. You've seen coins, and I'm sure you've used coins. You know, we had the book fair and cake sale and all those kind of things. We were using coins, so you're familiar with coins, but I just want to practice our knowledge of coins, and I'm going to go over the different types of coins we need to know. So I have my little trusty tub of coins here. So there's lots of different coins, but we need to be able to recognize all of them and to be able to add them up. And why do you think knowing about money is so important? Have a little think there. I think knowing about money is really important if you want to buy things or if you want to sell things, because you mainly use money in shops all the time. And if you wanted to go down to the shops to get an ice cream or something like that, you need to know how much money you have, whether you have enough to buy one ice cream, maybe you've enough to get 2 ice creams, that kind of thing. Okay, lots of different reasons why we use money, and it's really important. The main thing is for buying. Okay, so I'm going through my coins here. I'm going to hold each one up to the screen. I want you to have a look at it, see if you can recognize which one is which. So this one, oh, there we go, it's not a bit clearer. This one it's a bit rusty. Do you know what? I might even change my background because it's hard to see with all these coins. And we'll go back to our rainbow. Okay. So this coin's really small. Look at the size of it on my hand. Yeah, maybe if I hold it like that, it might be better. Okay, there we go. It's a bit rusty. It's this color. It's a copper coin. So there's 3 different copper coins in Ireland that we use, right? And copper means this kind of color. This one is a 1 cent. So it's that small, tiny 1 cent. My eye is bigger than 1 cent. So that's 1 cent. If I had 2 of these together, I'd have 2 cents. Okay, there's 2. Now, our next one that's a higher value than that is 2 cents. There's our 2 cents. It looks like it's the size of my head, but that's because it's really close. Okay, so that's 2 cents. So I have 1 cent and I have 2 cents. So if you look at them closely, the 2 cent is a little bit bigger than the 1 cent. Wait, can I line them up beside each other? There we go. The 2 cent is a little bit bigger. It's the 2. Oh, very shiny, that one. And there's the 1. Okay, so 2 of these, 2 1 cents. Can I see them? It's hard to do. This is my first time doing this, so it's all practice with the video. It'd be much easier if I had lots of coins to share with you in the classroom, but we'll have to wait till we're back to school for that. Okay, so I have 2 1 cents and then I have a 2 cent. They're the same, which means they're the same value. If I wanted to buy one little sweet for 2 cents, I could give the shopkeeper 2 of these little ones, or I could give the shopkeeper just this coin here. Okay, so 2 cents. And then I have 2 1 cents. That one's very rusty. You know, that's kind of hard to see. But there's the 1. There we go. Okay. So there's our 2 cents. Okay. Next one up from that is, it's not 1 cent. It's not 2 cents. What's even higher than that? There's no such thing as a 3 cent. So our next one up here is a 5 cent. I have a lovely shiny 5 cent for you there. 5 cent. So that's the next one up. Look at that. 5. Okay, so they all have the same color, these ones, but they're all different values. So I have 1 cent, I have 2 cent, and I have 5 cent. Okay, so now I did say a minute ago there's no such thing as 3 cent, but if I had a 2 cent and I had a 1 cent, what's 2 plus 1? 2 plus 1 is 3. So if I have a 2 cent and a 1 cent, two of them together, if I go to the shop and I want to pay for something for 3 cent, it is 3 cent, but you have to use more than one coin, if that makes sense. Okay, so there are copper coins, our 5 cent, our 2 cent, and our 1 cent. Very good. The bigger money, let's see, what do we have next? And I'd say, you know yourself, you could shout out the answer. If you have coins at home, there it's really good to practice. Even if you have a little bundle of coins, practice sorting them into the right piles. So put all your 1 cents together, your 2 cents together, your 5 cents together. Before I move on to the bigger amount, and just remember this, you mightn't see 1 cent and 2 cents in the shops a lot anymore, because a lot of shops have chosen not to take them. So sometimes we mightn't see 1 or 2 cents. We don't use them a lot because they're quite small. We usually use bigger coins. Okay, so if you don't have these at home, that's okay, you can see them here. Okay, yeah, so our next one is, we're done with the copper coins, so we're on to the ones that are more gold color. Okay, they're not actual gold, but they have that kind of shiny goldy color. Okay, it's 10 cent. Oh, it's not this. Oh, there we are. It's covering my head. Look, my head's a 10 cent. There we go. So that's 10 cent, nice and shiny one. How many 5 cents would I need to be the same as this? That's a good challenge for you there. How many 5 cents would I need? If I have 5 plus 5, 5 plus 5, what's 5 plus 5? 10. So wouldn't 2 of these be the same as one of these? Yeah, would. So it's 10 cent, we were 5 cent. So let's recap again. We have 1 cent, we have 2 cent, we have 5 cent, and we have 10 cent. What's the next size up? I think it is 20 cent. So it's 20 cent. And it's different than the 10 cent because it has all these little dents around the outside. See the little dents? Right now. It's not a perfect circle. It has all these little ridges on it. Kind of hard to see. Little bumps in it. That's a good way of describing it. And this one looks slightly different. Look at this one. 10 cent. Ooh, upside down. Let's turn it around. 10 cent. So the 10 cent's a little bit smaller than the 20 cent. And when you look at the detail on these, actually this is a really cool thing to do if you look at any of the coins you have at home. You can look at when it was made and where it was made. So when I look at this one, right, it has a picture and it says era, which means Ireland. So this coin was made in Ireland. Some of them are made in other countries, like this one was made in Spain. This one's made in Ireland. And then it says, look, right now, can you see there? 2005. So this coin was made in 2005. That's how old this coin is. So how old is this coin? I wanted 2005 and we're in 2020. 15 years old, this little coin. 15 years old. So if you want to check when a coin is made, check the back. It's a little tip. Right. So we have 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, and our last coin for today is 50 cent. Much bigger than any of the others. Look, there's my 50 cent. There's my 20 cent. 50 cent's much bigger. So 50 cent is a much bigger coin. But we won't be doing, the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is we'll be doing a little bit of adding with coins, but we won't be using any 50 cents just yet because it's a very high number, 50. So we'll leave them down. Just to memorize these ones from today. So can you remember them all? What was our first coin? Our little one. It was 1 cent. Then we had 2 cent. Then we had 5 cent. Then we had 10 cent. Then we had 20 cent. Okay. And then we have 50 cent. And then it goes on to bigger coins further than that. Actually, I have them here with me. Will I show you the bigger coins? I know you'd be familiar with them. If you can remember them, that'd be great. 50 cent. And then we have two more coins that are much bigger. €1. And then bigger than €1 is €2. Size, it's not right size of my head. Very small. There we go. There's €2. There's €1, €2. Okay. But the sums we'll be doing and all the maths we'll be doing, we don't need to use those ones just yet. Don't need to worry about them. But just, I'm sure you've seen them before. Just said I'd put them up there. But anyway, so we have 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 20 cent, and 10 cent. Okay. I'm going to give you a bit of a challenge. It might be a bit tricky. Give it a go. Keep watching. Okay, so shopping challenge. So I've just gone over the different coins that we're learning in first class. So this is all brand new to us, so don't worry. You might need to pause the video for this one because it's so new, and practice your counting up of your coins. Okay, so for our first question is, how much money do we have? Let's see. I have a 10 cent and I have a 5 cent. So if I have a 10 and a 5 and I add them together, what would I get? Think about that for a minute. The answer is 15 cent. Okay, moving on to the next one. For this one, I have a 10 cent and a 5 cent and another 5 cent. So if we made that into a sum, it would be 10 plus 5 plus 5. So you're adding 3 numbers together there. That's really tricky. Think about it for a little bit. If you need to use a number line or you want to use the help of your fingers or anything like that, do. So we have 10 plus 5 plus 5. How much cent is that all together? 20 cent. That's 20 cent altogether. How much do we have here? Okay, lots of coins there. We've lots of 1 cent. So let's count the 1 cents first. I've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've 5 1 cents and I've 1 5 cent. So that's really 5 cent altogether plus 5 cent. Figure that one out. And there's lots of different ways of doing this, so don't worry if I'm calling out a certain way but your head's thinking a different way. You could be totally right because there's so many different ways of doing it. So when you add all those coins up together, what do you get? I have a 5 plus a 1 plus a 1 plus a 1 plus a 1 and another 1. The answer is 10 cents. Could we make this easier if we had lots of coins but we didn't want to carry all these 1 cents to the shop? Is there another way that would be easier, lighter in our pockets even? So we have all our 1 cent. So that's 10 cent altogether. That was our answer. But couldn't that be the exact same as a 10 cent coin? It is. So that means they have the same value. If you went into the shop and they said you can get this sweet for 10 cent, well, you could hand them this coin here, or you could hand them all these coins here because they mean the same. They're just different ways of showing it. Okay. And our very final question for today is, it's a trickier one. How much do we have here? What coin is that? That is a 20 cent. And what's this one? A 10 cent. So when I put them together, how much cents do I have together? So I have 10 cent plus 20 cent. Think about that one. It's a tricky one. It's my last question. That's why I made it so tricky. 10 cent plus 20 cent. The answer is 30 cent. Now I'd be really surprised now if lots of you got that one because that one's a really tricky one because we're only just starting money and that's a really hard sum. So well done if you got that one. That's the end of our shopping quiz for today. Okay, well done. That is the end of today's video. I'm going to have one more birthday announcement next week because someone's birthday in my class is at the end of this month, so I have to announce that next week. So that'll be my video. And I'm going to leave you with this background. Whose house is that? Lives in a pineapple under the sea. Okay, have a good week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys.